Hello everyone, welcome to the CurderBurger Review Hour.
The CurderBurger Review.
I need to move this microphone down.
I don't know. You know, just do your best.
Okay, here we go. That's fine. I got a loud voice. Guys, if you saw our Instagram post, oh, and we know that you did. Cole and I invited Cole to go to lunch with me today because I was like, you know, let's go to lunch. That's it. Stupid. And I was originally going to be like, hey, Cole, let's go get Chipotle or something, you know? But then on Instagram, I saw something that I didn't think was real. And it was a post about Culver's CurderBurger, which apparently started as an April Fool's joke. But it's real. And let me tell you, if you like Culver's and you like their cheese curds and you like their burgers, which also, terrible name, Culver's, change the name from Butterburger to just Burger. I get it, it's like your thing, like whatever. It's just gross. But anyways, they have this thing called the CurderBurger, which is, so what I do, maybe I'm weird, maybe you do this as well.
Maybe it's
with
Maybelline.
Sandwiches or burgers or anything, I'll put my fries on a burger, or if I have a sandwich, I'll put chips on a sandwich, whatever. If I go to Culver's, or now Freddy's has cheese curds as well, I will say, not as good as Culver's. Sponsor us, Culver's. Send me ultimate or unlimited CurderBurgers.
Please. Please do it.
Basically, I think, or what I do is I'll take the cheese curds, I'll put them on my burger, and then I'll eat them, and it's great. So this is literally the best of both worlds for me, because it's just a literal giant patty of cheese curd on the burger.
It really is. We should take, now you can Google it. Google a CurderBurger. It's good. It's really good.
I enjoy it.
I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I do.
Yeah, it's, if you like fried cheese, and for Thomas Knutson, it's not stringy cheese either, so you can also enjoy it. Thomas, I don't know if I've said this on pod, he doesn't like stringy cheese.
Doesn't like
Makes
stringy?
him sick.
Really?
So like when you bite a mozzarella stick and it's fresh and it strings along and it's beautiful, that makes him sick.
Like literally sick? Like I'm gonna lose my cheese? Or
yeah, it's the kind of like, what's something that when you see it you're like, ooh, like it makes you gag. You think you're gonna get sick.
Iowa.
The entire state of So the way you feel about the entire state of Iowa is how he feels about stringy cheese.
I'm sorry, Josiah. That was a bit exaggerated, but I did not know that about Peter. How interesting.
Also, Peter Knutson, you're rubbing off on one of your former students, because Daniel Hansen walked up to me at Presbytery, pulled a 20 out of his wallet and just looked at me and he went, I want 10 retroactives. And then walked away. He handed me a $20 bill.
Yep.
So
we got $20 of retroactive bleeps.
So we now have netted, last time it was $6.
Yep.
So now we've netted $26.
That's amazing.
Profit.
We're on our way.
We're on our way.
Move
I
over
think Joe Rogan.
That's right.
Made that joke now twice.
We have. I think we might actually be at like, what do you say, 26? I think we're at 14 because I paid for this month's subscription stuff.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. So, but still, you know what I didn't expect when we started doing this, Noah? I did not expect at all, at any rate, that anyone would really listen to this podcast. And definitely not that anyone would give any money for this podcast.
Nope, not at all.
So, I don't even know where we go next.
The moon.
To the moon. I go to the moon.
Cole.
I steal the moon, and then I sit down on the toilet. Wait, what?
Cole, what were you talking about on the way in here that we said we were going to talk about?
I want to talk about the Mario movie.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Can we talk about the Mario movie, please?
Oh, look, the Mushroom Kingdom. That's my audition for Mario.
Noah is not too excited about Chris Pratt's
Here's
voice.
The thing. I love Chris Pratt. I am indifferent towards Mario. As I mentioned, I'm not a Nintendo person, so I can take or leave Mario. But it's one of the most iconic voices of all time. And I get it. When they hired Chris Pratt, it's not going to be the same.
Right.
And the movie looks brilliant. Like, Jack Black as Bowser, incredible. Like
that was amazing.
It looks great. And visually, it is stunning to look at.
Stunning.
But yeah, just the voice. It's just, they got his face right.
Yeah.
Which is great. I was thinking we were going to have a Sonic 2.0 situation. But yeah, just his voice sounds like Chris Pratt.
I actually like that it sounds like Chris Pratt. And here's why. I think if you did a Mario movie that sounded exactly like Mario, you wouldn't be able to take it seriously.
That's true.
I think having Chris Pratt's voice will like create an element. It frees the movie up to take itself a little more seriously, which I think the animation style does well also. Like the intro of that trailer, if you haven't seen the trailer for the like Super Mario Brothers movie, you need to go watch it. I have rewatched it like 10 times. It gives me chills. I love it so much. And it looks like it's going to take itself seriously enough that you can care about the story. It also looks like it cares enough about its source material to demonstrate how much it knows about Mario without being over the top about it. So like what I mean is for Bowser to fly in on his flying fortress and to drop the giant spiky ball anchors and to have all of these are references to in-game things, but they're not over explaining that. They're there for the people who understand this is an actual in-game thing in one of the games at least. But if you don't get it, that's fine. You can still enjoy the movie and like have some substance to it. So I'm pumped. Anyways, my whole point in saying that, I think Chris Pratt's voice as Mario makes space for there to be a more serious character, but you're going to have these moments, I think, of Chris Pratt's voice where the inflection is a nod to the very gamey Mario, the very like wispy voice, higher pitched kind of a thing.
That is a good point. I didn't think about the fact that an entire movie, probably let's say an hour and a half, maybe a little over, but an hour and a half of just Mario's voice would be pretty grating. You don't hear his voice a whole lot in the games, so
there's a bajillion videos out now of people basically going back and editing it with either AI generated or just their own cuts of Mario's voice in the trailer, and I can't stand it. It sounds terrible. I'm like, I would not want a movie that's actually Mario's voice the whole entire time.
So I think arguably the most iconic thing about Mario is his voice, or like one of the most iconic things. And so that's why this movie, in that way, in some essences, was always kind of doomed to have this feedback. But
I think if they can do a good job of like paying homage to the voice in little moments, probably in humorous moments, I will be so happy with that.
Supposedly the original voice of Mario got cast in this movie as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's super dope. But yeah, I can't wait. Even the trailer just made a bajillion references that were super fun. I lost my mind when the penguins came out, and they looked like the music is like dun, 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 and the penguins are like wah! Like I said, a moment ago, it takes itself seriously in one way, but in other ways it doesn't. But in all the right ways. I'm like, this is hilarious. I love this.
Side note, everybody, go get yourself a CurderBurger because it was delicious.
Do it. Did you finish yours already?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I am a humongous piece of garbage. But yes,
you say things now so I can eat this curder.
You say things now. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Just so they don't blur together, I'm going to give Austin Alfrey, one of our other loyal listeners, and just the sweetest human being. Him and his wife are two of my favorite people that I have met from my life group, and they are some of the sweetest human beings on the planet. And genuinely, we were talking about this in my life group once. If anybody was going to be Captain America, it would probably be Austin. Oh, wow. He is just the most pure-hearted man ever. Not like he's just... Sorry to brag on Austin. He's going to hate that I'm doing all this, but Austin, I love you, and thank you for giving me your suggestions. He always, like literally, he'll just always message me about stuff, or he'll always talk about the podcast with me, and it's never like I'm forcing him to listen to it, or he's just listening to it because he's my friend. Like, great guy. He said, my suggestions for the next pod. So he's given us some stuff that we can talk about. Discuss the good old days of YouTube. Like when YouTube. Like when it first came out in 05, 06. What your guys' experiences were with it since we were 11, 12 at the time it started. Also listen to 21 Pilots' album Vessels, especially the song House of Gold. Also, my food recommendation is dessert. Mary's Mountain Cookies are the best in Omaha. So, listen to 21 Pilots' album Vessels. I have. Great album.
I have not. I'll have to check it out.
House of Gold is a really good song. And then Mary's Mary's Mountain Cookies. I haven't been there, but I'm interested to try it.
You know, I don't understand the rage of gourmet cookies. I've had many from different places, and they all just taste like cookies.
It depends on the cookie for me, like the type of cookie. Because for me, it's rare that anything is going to be just a good old-fashioned chocolate chip cookie.
Right.
Or like chocolate chip peanut butter. Oh. See, Cole, this is a problem now. Because I told you. I told Cole when we were picking up the CurderBurger. Anytime I eat food of any kind, it doesn't matter. After I am done and my body's like, oh, we're going to regret this. You're almost 30, Noah. Chill. My body also goes, hey, you want to go get like some Reese's or maybe some Starburst or something too? And me on the outside, or like my body's like, please no. But my brain is like, yeah, sure. I need another dopamine hit of this drug called sugar. Please, let's just mainline it. Let's just melt it down.
Let's just mainline
shoot it right into our veins.
What do you got there in your arm, man?
Sucralose. Starburst. And so now, as I'm eating this, all I'm thinking about is that I have some Starburst unwrapped at my house.
Oh,
that
wow.
I'm going to go home and eat. It's a
like,
smaller form of the Starburst. It's not literally
it's
like
not
I
literally-
didn't just go through a bunch of Starburst, unwrap them, and then put them in the Ziploc bag.
I had a bad night one night. I unwrapped a ton of Starburst, and I looked at myself and I said, "What's wrong with you?" And I just left them on the desk.
No. It's a type of candy called Starburst Unwrapped. They're smaller versions. Honestly, I hated them when I first tried them because they're very Play-Doh-y. But then I tried the Favoreds one, which is all the like different iterations of red, Starburst, strawberry, whatever. And they're very good. They are tasty.
I'm not a big candy person. It's like sweet is. I enjoy mildly sweet things, but I'm not huge on. Chocolate's probably the closest thing where I'm like, yeah, I love sweet.
I wish I had that issue.
Sorry.
That gift.
Well, I told Kylie yesterday, while I still recognize at times it's not healthy, I'm grateful that I've traded my escapism via video games with escapism via working out because it is still more beneficial for me.
So everybody, what Cole is saying is he's a better man than all of us. So start trying harder, I guess. Cole's like, hey, let me tell you about my problems that are actually all really good things.
No,
I actually don't like sugar. And also, I traded my addiction for video games for getting jacked. Wow, Cole, what a tortured life you live.
I'm sorry.
No, Cole's not saying that at all. It's just so...
It sounds terrible, though. It sounds terrible.
No. And so what Cole is saying, guys, is learn to be like Cole. He enjoys a good book. He loves studying about the next generation so he can help equip them best. He's a great pastor. Also, his addiction is bettering himself. And he also doesn't like sweets. So get on Cole's level.
Yeah, so I'm not big on gourmet cookies. You want to talk about YouTube?
Yes, so I'm not big on gourmet cookies. It's my favorite. It's my favorite transition. Back to anything. Oh my Lanta. Yeah, let's talk about YouTube.
What's your like earliest significant YouTube memory?
I don't remember because I remember always. I don't remember because I remember.
What's your earliest memory? I don't
To be fair, that's like when I introduced or I was campus hosting, and I was like, "If you're new here, I'm sorry."
Forgot about that.
I don't remember with YouTube, but I remember with, like, do you remember when Google Video was a thing? And so Google had a video streamer, and then do you remember websites like eBombs World or StupidVideos.com which was a real website?
Oh,
So I would go to things like that, or I would like look up things on AOL.
Mm-hmm.
And so watching a video early internet was a painstaking process.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you had Bill Gates level internet, like it would take, let's see, to load like a web page. Like now we're so spoiled, like how quickly
insane.
things pull up. Because I remember, like when I would look at wrestling toys online, when they'd announce a bunch of new wrestling toys, it would take like 5 minutes to load an entire page of things to look at.
Yep.
And And so I like AOL. I remember you'd have to watch a little bit of the video, pull it back to the beginning, pause, watch a little bit of the video, pull it back to the beginning, let a little more load, and it would take like if it was a 1.5 minute video, it was a tedious process.
Yes,
trailers were not like what they are now, so I don't really remember early internet. I remember YouTube being kind of an unhinged place, like you could really say or do whatever on there. Obviously, within reason, it wasn't like an X-rated website, so you couldn't have anything sexual or nudity wasn't allowed on there, things like that. But like in terms of things you could say, it was kind of like the Wild West.
It was
until there were like sponsors and stuff.
It was very it hadn't been capitalized yet. It was a brand new like just method for putting videos out there, and it was very creative. It was like just anybody could like just make a video and put it online. Oh my gosh, that was like a novel thing. I remember being like, oh, I can make something and put it on YouTube. And I did. Like I made, but it's not like it. Now kids look at YouTube and what I imagine they see is they're like, oh, there's the possibility I could be noticed. I could have followers. I could get ad revenue.
It's a means to an end.
Yes, there's business in it now. When YouTube first came out, it was never that. At least for most people, it wasn't that. It was a creative place. It was like, we're just making stuff for the fun of it.
Yep.
And then it ended up becoming, I think like most things of that nature do, it was a great idea. It gained a lot of attention. And then the people and companies who are business and investment and capital minded were like, there's huge potential here. And then Google bought it. I was like, oh, the more I understood that made sense. I remember doing, I think the earliest video I remember really seeing on YouTube was a video with these like German kids called My Hands Are Bananas. It's a music video. The song is My Hands Are Bananas. I love it so much. It's terrible.
I remember the world's greatest freak out was a big one for me early YouTube. If you remember that from a channel called Waffle Pone.
Was that
turned out to all be fake?
Kid who like destroyed his keyboard or something?
No, that's the angry German kid.
Yes,
that's
angry German
that's
kid?
Like OG internet.
Yeah.
No, this was the kid who his parents took away his World of Warcraft, so he went in his bedroom, shut the door, ripped off his clothing, stripped down to his boxers, like really hammed it up to where it was like, dude, there's no way anyone is this angry.
Right.
And then he would do things like he took off all his clothes, walked into his closet. So he did this thing where he's in his closed bedroom, walked into his closet, shut the door, immediately walked right back out of the closet, slammed the door, and then he like got on his bed and was flailing around, screaming, and like all this stuff. And then it went from like World's Greatest Freak Out 1 to like I think they got up to like 30, and then it came out that they were all staged and whatever. But it blew up, and I remember that. And then like early Smosh stuff, I remember that. I remember there's a song that my friend showed me called 4 Years.
Red versus Blue got really popular then.
Red versus Blue, which I watch stuff from that company, Rooster Teeth, all the time now. And then like Call of Duty prank things where they'd play like Black Ops and they'd pretend to have a different voice.
Yes.
And like prank people.
Yep.
Original prank content. I used to love this video called Clelt Prank Phone Call.
Clelt.
Yes. And these dudes got on and they played they called Walmart. And they asked them if they had the supplies to make a Clelt, which was a clay felt blanket. And I, as a kid, loved it. And it inspired me and my friends to prank call Walmart and ask them for things that didn't exist, which honestly was pretty funny. One time we did it while we were in the store. We like made up a toy for them to look for and then watched them look for it from a distance. And it was funny. And
Can
also
you check the back?
mean.
Maybe it's in the back.
Yeah. Or we'd ask them for like left-handed hammers, or we'd ask them for a pink grill. Things that didn't exist, and they'd go look, and they'd be like, "Oh, do you have like an item number?" And I'm like, "I can't get over that." So, funny. Like, I remember that kind of early.
Did you ever watch any of the like animated videos that were like they were little skits, and it was like just a little joke, and then there'd be a transition that was like
wasn't that like Cyanide and something else?
Cyanide and Happiness is a comic that I think they did videos. They might have done videos like that.
Because I remember what you're talking about. It was like blink and you'll miss it quick stuff,
it was a skit, and then the transition was like a fuzzy TV screen, and you go to the next one, to the next one, right?
Or like 5-second films. Did you ever watch 5-second films?
No, but you showed me, and it was very similar to the nature of 5-second films. Yep. I got really into. I will be amazed if anybody knows what this is, but I had a friend named Mark we were in middle school, and he introduced me to an animation software called Pivot Animations, and it was a free software you could download, and it was a frame by frame. If anybody's ever done any animating with like Flash, back in the day, it was like Flash Player 5 or something like that. But it was a frame by frame animation.
Mm.
So you'd have these like stick things in your animator, but they all had like, you imagine they'd have a dot where a joint was, and you could click on the dot and move it, and it would pivot around another joint, and you're basically like making frame by frame animations.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really into it, and I was like, this is cool. So I started getting into it, and there was a whole sub tier of just like pivot animations on YouTube, and we tried making our own and putting our own out there. There were these random videos that were like random awesomeness, humor, funny, whatever. Number 8.
I used to watch stuff like that of like Saints Row. I'd watch ragdoll compilations of Saints Row or Grand Theft Auto. Or there's a thing called Endorphin that you could make ragdoll stuff with, like wrestling. I would watch wrestling, what they were called tribute videos, where it just show highlights of wrestlers' moves, and it'd always be set to like something by Puddle of Mud or Cold by Crossfade. I never meant to be so cold. Dude, never meant to be. Or like I can't think of more. Numb by Linkin Park. They'd always be set to stuff like that. And then obviously I would use it for my wrestlers to walk out to for their matches. I would use songs off YouTube for that. And so yeah, early YouTube. I don't have a ton of memories, but I just remember I have chunks of things where I'll remember things about YouTube, or like what it was like before the quote unquote adpocalypse happened in I think like 2014 when they really cracked down on stuff because there were just some wild things being said, and then people were like, oh, YouTube, look at this, and then a bunch of sponsors pulled off YouTube. So then that kind of comes in waves. But
yeah, man, once you get more money into things, they become way more regulated by the people who have something to lose. And
I mean, people have made billions
of dollars. The market of YouTube is insane. So insane. It's a fascinating
somebody
study.
Like PewDiePie.
Yeah, man.
Who's made a life off of YouTube.
Yeah, a grandiose life. A massive, it's nuts. I was just looking at, I've had, like probably every other person under a certain age, I don't know, had YouTube ideas for things. And I was doing some research on YouTube, and I found this guy who he's got a whole channel. I watched one of his videos. Now the algorithm is like, you like this? You want more of this?
You like this guy?
He is, he's like deconstructed his faith and has basically built these long video essays about various subjects on faith and religion. I'll be honest, they're not really great videos from an editing perspective, which is why I didn't finish the first one, and why I'm annoyed that it keeps recommending I watch these. But every time it pops up, I'm like, okay, this guy has 350,000 views on this one video. He's got a whole channel dedicated to deconstructing Christianity, and he's getting enough views. He's totally meeting the requirements for ad revenue and stuff like that. And I'm like, this guy very well may be making a living off it or getting close to it.
Yeah.
And that just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Still blows my mind. People have been doing it for a while now, and still I'm like, it's crazy how much they call it the attention economy, and how profitable that is.
Or how quickly somebody can grow and then lose all of that. Like how quickly they can grow and then it be gone the next.
It is very fickle, because once you lose people's attention, like you don't have anything to offer there economically. Which I think is also probably why there's lots of people who blow up on YouTube, and then they'll move into, okay, now how can I create a product or service to also do stuff with?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I love YouTube. I watch YouTube more than I watch like Netflix or Disney or anything like that. So
I remember, I'm saying this with a CurderBurger in my mouth, so forgive me. I remember when I noticed the transition from people talking about wanting to be actors and actresses and being famous like movie stars to kids talking about being influencers and being YouTube stars. They could care less about being in the movies. They want to be on YouTube.
Yep. I just almost choked on a piece of ice. It's very scary.
Let's dang. Ice cold.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was like before memes?
Kind of. I mean, I feel like before memes, it was just like the social media didn't quite pick up on them yet, because that's like basically all social media is now.
Yeah. I have a whole theory about like the evolution of it, but do you remember
Rage comics.
yeah, those inappropriate. Do you remember motivational posters? Like legitimate motivational,
the actual ones that were in every school in America. Yes.
Yep, motivational posters. They were always black with whatever picture and a white box.
Yep.
Thin white box outline and then a
top text,
white
bottom text. Yep.
That's right. And that is the beginning of memes. I think that is the beginning of memes, because after that there came demotivational posters.
Yep.
They were sarcastic images built in the same format.
Yep.
And my favorite one I ever saw was a picture of like 4 or 5 forks just sitting next to each other, and the last one is all bent and curled, and it just looks like destroyed, right? And I think it said the big font word was like unique or something like that, and the explanation text underneath it said, just because you're just because you're different doesn't mean you're useful. And I was like, that's so funny. But that started getting more and more popular, the demotivational poster era, and then we saw this jump from that to all of a sudden the word when was introduced, and it changed. I think it changed everything. That's when we started seeing when this song starts playing, when you feel this way, when, right? And then you got all these pictures that were describing moments and feelings, and then from there it took, like, memes were born, and it's a completely new format of humor. Like, memes have not always been around.
What was the first meme?
The first meme. I don't know.
The first meme.
It was also kind of around the time where funny things like funny cat pictures were really, really popular.
Can I has cheeseburger?
iCanHasCheeseburger.com.
Yeah. I mean, we could probably find out on knowyourmeme.com, which is still a very popular website.
Know your meme.
No. Do you know your meme? When you nod your head yes, but you want to say no, what do you meme?
Man, I really can recommend the CurderBurger.
Yeah,
this is
honestly,
delicious.
Cole and I, we're going to skip, not all the way ahead because we got a little more episode left, but food recommendation, you can bet. It's going to be the CurderBurger. Give the CurderBurger a shot. And it's not very expensive. I thought it was going to be, like, more expensive.
Yeah.
But for the meal, if you don't add anything and it's just, like, fries and drink, I think it was, like, $9.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
It's pretty good.
It's filling.
You want to talk about Kate Larson's recommendation?
I can't remember what she said.
She said...
I forgot. And I asked her.
You did.
Wait, let me think.
I know what it is because I have strong opinions about it.
Hold on. Okay, I don't remember.
She said, go to Taco John's?
Yes, and try the potato olays.
Get some potato olays. Just a snack.
I think their potato olays are great. I do. I like them. I can tell you don't by the way you are.
I hate them. They're the worst. They're grease balls. I despise them.
They are very greasy. I will agree with you there. But they are good. And to me, I think they're just about as good, possibly even better than anything Taco Bell has, like a side dish.
I'm not trying to take a dump on Kate, but if you want to get on my level, you got to let go of Olays.
It's true. It's true. I mean, they are very greasy. But, I mean, honestly, as long as you're not eating Burger King, that's my recommendation. Don't eat Burger King this week.
Oof.
Try the CurderBurger and literally anything else.
Full confession time. Oh, no. And I'm ashamed of this. I'm not proud of it. I love the Whopper so much.
It's just plastic. They spray black lines on it to make you think they grilled it. It comes like that. It's not real grill marks. Dude, the smell of a Burger King is unlike anything. It's so gross. No other restaurant smells like a Burger King. You can drive by a Burger King and you just know. You're like, yeah, I'm smelling death.
I mean, I agree with you. That makes sense. Every time I eat one, I regret it 5 minutes later, but
I can't stop.
I can't stop. There's nothing like the taste of a Whopper.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my god, I got to get away from Burger King talk. I don't know why I brought this up. I'm just gonna get frustrated.
So I told my daughter a story yesterday. This is the kind of father that I am.
Okay. And you got her a Whopper.
No, I won't do that to her. There's some things you don't pass on to your children.
Generational curses.
Generational curses. Burger King. That's one of them.
CurderBing. It's a great Instagram page.
CurderBing. No, she wants stories at night before bed, not books. She likes it when I make up stories, and she wants
coffee. Stories, coffee.
Precisely. Yeah, that's it. We're creating a Java child.
JavaScript. Back to old internet. Anyways, she wants you to tell her
She
stories.
wants 3 long, bad stories that end good.
Good Lord.
Which, yeah, I know.
You have to start bedtime at 6:15.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get done by hopefully 8.
So usually what I'll try to do, it's good practice for me because I like telling stories anyways.
Yep.
I'll try to think of one long story that I break into 3 sections, and each end of each section ends on a cliffhanger that feels bad, and that if the story ended there, my daughter would be upset because that doesn't end good. It ends bad. But I was running out of creativity yesterday, so I told her the true story of how 5 Guys came to be.
Oh my gosh.
Which was great. It was the story of a potato farmer and a dad and his 4 sons, and how their coming together changed all of their futures forever.
And if you listen to our podcast, you already know that story.
You do. Do they? Did I say that?
Yeah, you told that story.
Clearly, I love that story.
That, or you and I, it's all blurring. I will be honest, I don't know what we talk about on pod and off pod anymore. It all becomes one. Have you heard about the Batman?
Who?
Exactly. Oh, side note, new Hot Wheel that I found. They started selling this one called Bullseye's Big Rig, and it's a Target-themed Hot Wheel collaboration.
Oh.
So it's a Target semi, but Hot Wheels, so it's actual Hot Wheels branded.
Yep.
And it comes with a Target shopping cart Hot Wheel. And it's great. And I bought 3 of them. One for me to save, because I feel like it'll be worth something. Mm-hmm. And then one for Kian and one for Norris, because they both love Target. And my daughter freaked out when she saw it. She went, Target! Target! Can't fully pronounce Target yet, but she loves it.
You know who surprised me this week? Nope, not that one. Sorry, I took way too big a bite of my burger.
I forgot that's a sensor too, right there.
It is, yeah.
We
still haven't run out of sensors.
No, we have a lot, and the problem is we're not saying his name very much.
We're not. Amber Hatton surprised me. She was like, "Hey, I've been listening to your podcast."
She told me that at Presbytery.
Yeah, me too at Presbytery. Wow, crazy. Do you know we had the same exact sabbatical dates?
Really?
Yeah, she left.
I knew Amber was on sabbatical as well.
We were sabbatical buddies, but separately. So it was fun.
I'm trying to think of a funny way to combine those words, but it's not.
Sabbatical buddy. I just don't feel like doing that.
Sabbatical. Sabuddies.
Subotita. Amber just said she really appreciates your love for Target and the things that you know about Target, and I think that is worth sharing with you.
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yep.
Dealing with Target, and that's it.
Yep. And Walgreens.
And some clothing things.
I'm
going to see the final installment of Halloween tomorrow night with my mom.
That's right.
As I mentioned on this podcast.
That's right.
We're going to see that tomorrow at 8:25.
8:25
at the old Twin Creek Theater.
I love that theater.
It has gotten way better. I hate Greg Marcus. I will go on record and say I don't like Greg Marcus.
Is it just because he shows up every time you go?
I don't know when it started, but every time I see
that.
him, it ruins my movie experience a little bit more.
Really?
Every time. I don't want to see you pretending to be bent up like a pretzel, Greg Marcus.
That's true.
I want you to start the movie. You just showed me 25 minutes of trailers. I can't stand to see the Black Adam trailer anymore. I don't want to see it. And then, Greg Marcus, for you to think that I want to see you, who are probably such a sweet man, I don't want to see you before my movie, Greg Marcus. Stop it.
Stop it.
I don't want to see you before you ruin my movies. And tomorrow night, before Halloween starts, I'm low-key hoping Michael Myers shows up behind you, and then I never see one of your stupid ads again.
Give you the good old Halloween treatment.
When you pass away, which R.I.P., but when you pass away, I hope your kids don't take on that thing.
Hi, Cammy.
Cammy's corner. We're in a corner.
We are in a corner. Cammy's staring at. She got it. She figured it out. She's like, "What are you doing? Why are you talking into such a tiny microphone?" Oh.
But anyways, no, I'm just joking. I wish no ill will on Greg Marcus. None at all. I just do not like seeing him before my movies.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It bothers me.
Hi, I'm Greg Marcus.
Hi, I'm Greg Marcus. And when I was a kid, my dad took me to the... Shut up, Greg Marcus. Stop it. Stop it.
It does hurt a little bit because it's cringy.
It
All
just
his stuff
adds
is very
another
cringy.
3 minutes to the already 25 minutes I've been waiting for this movie.
That's fair.
Especially with certain movies, I just don't want
Do you enjoy the previews?
It depends on the movie I'm at, and it depends on the trailers.
Sure. Not a kids movie, that's for sure. I hate those. I hate going to kids movies and then getting 25 previews of really poorly written, poorly animated,
Here's
poorly
DC
voice
and
acted.
the Super Pets. Here's
Oh my
Minions
God.
Part 8. Here's Despicable Me Part 19.
You want to know something disgusting, Noah? There's so many Minions movies out that it may very well be the land before time for our children.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because there's Despicable Me 1, 2, 3. There's Minions. Minions Rise of Gru. That's 6. Is that it? Or is there more?
You know what makes me I don't know how many more there are. I stopped.
I think that's it.
After Despicable
I
Me
hope
2, I
that's
was
it.
like, I'm done.
My son's been on a real Despicable Me kick as of late.
I'm pumped about the Mario movie because it looks great, but what scares me is the partnership is Nintendo and Illumination.
Yeah, so we're going to get a Minions video game. Or, you know, it would be pretty funny to see a Minion in Super Smash Bros.
That would be
Or
awesome.
Gru. That could be pretty funny.
Okay, no, I'd be down for that.
That could be pretty funny.
Take it back. Nintendo,
Who knows?
raise them up. Raise them. Just take Illumination, lift them high. Please do it.
Or, I mean, we're only, a couple years away from a Minion being in the Mario universe?
Sure.
Because it'll happen.
I
In
just-
one of the sequels, you'll see a Minion.
I just saw a trailer for like a Mario plus the Rabbids like game.
Yeah.
Do you remember like Rayman and
Yep.
the Raving?
Yep.
Raving Rabbits.
There was a game. Rayman Raving Rabbids was an incredible PlayStation game.
It was. My
It was
brother
very
loved
fun.
it.
That was a fun game.
Loved
What
it.
else? Oh, new Modern Warfare coming out soon. I think it's going to be the first Call
right.
of Duty I bought since the 2019 Modern Warfare. I think and I are going to split it and do game share.
Love that. I tell you about the time we were at NCC and we got a man to run butt naked
Yes.
across the parking lot
Yes.
while we were waiting on a download.
In a snowstorm,
In the
right?
snowstorm. Yep.
Yes. I remember.
Yeah.
That was on
It a good
pod.
time. I'm glad it was on pod. Glad it was on pad.
Because now everybody knows.
What a good
Oh,
time.
man. I'm trying to think if there... No, just Halloween. There's no other real movies. I mean,
There's
Black
not-
Adam's coming out, but I
Yeah.
don't care.
I'm not too excited about it.
She-Hulk's finale is tomorrow. So if you and Kylie just wait, you'll have the whole show.
That would probably
watch.
be good. That'd be good. I'll be honest, Noah. You're the only person I've talked to who's got remotely positive things to say about She-Hulk.
Yeah, I think part of it is I'm not going to blame it on like men being men.
Sure.
Because then it'll just sound like I'm like this super
You picked
left
a
leaning
side.
person. I'm not. I think because I work with
Yeah.
women a lot and like female pastors
Yeah.
and I like they're just strong female pastors and my wife is
Also a
Siri,
strong
stop
female.
taking this. I think my wife is a strong female as well. I just think that I'm open to more of those things and I think the first episode, I'll be honest, I think the first episode has some really heavy-handed stuff with what they're trying to do. And then from then on out, I think it's great. I think it's funny. I don't think it's really cringy. I just think it's solid. I don't know. Maybe I'm blinded, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the show. It doesn't feel like an MCU superhero show because she's breaking the fourth wall and
That's fair.
at like I think the thing that frustrates people is there's at times where there's some promiscuity in it with like her hooking up with dudes.
Sure.
But like if there was an Iron Man show and Iron Man was doing that, would you have a problem with it?
Right. Nobody had a problem with him
Probably
being
not, realistically.
Tony Stark.
And so, yeah. And I think she's a funny character. I think she's really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's a character I did not care about. It's
Yeah.
a character I wasn't interested in watching the show at all except for Daredevil. And then you watch the show and it's funny and it's it's just good. I've enjoyed it. And maybe you'll watch it and be like, "No, I hate it." I don't think you will. I don't think it'll be your favorite Marvel show. Is it my favorite Marvel show? No, not at all.
Sure.
But I can appreciate when it's like a good
Yeah,
show.
totally.
And Daredevil in it, I mean, I'll say it. The Daredevil show was incredible.
Mhm.
But they just tried making him Batman.
In the show?
Yeah,
The original Daredevil
Netflix
show?
one. I think in some ways they tried making him Batman. They're like, ooh, dark, brooding, blood.
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that's fine. Look,
broody.
I love Batman, but we don't need multiple Batman. Like,
we already have multiple Batman.
yeah, Batman fits that role pretty well.
Yeah.
And so this Daredevil, I won't spoil anything, but he's funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's really acrobatic. They really lean heavily into the acrobatics. He's really good at fighting, and it's just good.
Yeah.
And it has me really excited for this portrayal of Daredevil in the MCU. And yeah, I think it's good. I think, like I said, this finale's tomorrow, so just wait and then watch them, and then you'll just be able to stack them. But I think it's really good.
Okay.
I have thoroughly enjoyed watching it. And I think that's really the only other thing I'm watching right now, other than just YouTube videos.
Sure.
And just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, one YouTube video. It's long form content, but I think you might enjoy it.
Love those.
But it's also mindless, so it's not story driven.
Great.
So
I do enjoy those.
Okay, so basically this guy gets on GTA.
Okay.
And he does survive the hunts with groups. So he gets in a private lobby with him and like 16 people from his like Patreon or his Discord or whatever. And basically they turn off maps, they turn off name of players, and they turn off like little cues. And then he just goes, and they have limits. They all know where they can and can't go.
Yeah.
And then he drives throughout the city, and he has to like the early ones he did. He would survive. He'd have to survive 24 in-game hours, which I think roughly equates out to about 1 real-life hour.
Yep.
So he has to survive 24 hours in-game, and he can't, like, he could, but he's a content creator, so he could feasibly just go hide somewhere within the city limits.
But that's boring.
Yes. So what he does is he changes his look, and he drives in a car, and he acts pedestrian. So some of the video gets really boring because it's just him, like, kind of driving and trying to be like talking,
being an Ezio Assassin's Creed
he has a
style.
British voice, and so that's entertaining. But but then he started to throw in these wrinkles of, okay, let's do this where I have to go blow up a pink Prius. The characters in the game, the other people in the game, they get a pink Prius and they put it around the city. And then he has to go around and blow them up. Now, normally you'd be like, why does it matter? They don't have the map. Because if they remember where they placed their Prius, he can't just like put a sticky bomb on it and then drive super far away. Yeah. He has to be within eye shot of the car. So if he blows it up, then they know where he was. So they know where to start looking. And they also can have one blimp in the air who's looking. And then he'll randomly just get in chases and things like that and be running from people. And that's when it gets like really intense. And they've started doing these other ones where they introduced what's called a taskmaster. So it's one of the guys who just watches, and he sends him a text in his in-game phone, and he says, "Okay, shoot one of your tires, and drive around with a flat tire for a minute." So then that could give him away to somebody.
Yep.
Or it's like, okay, go spray your car chrome. You have to drive a chrome car for 5 minutes and not get caught.
Yeah.
So he'll have to do that, or go, and he'll give him different tasks, and he has to complete 12 tasks. Now, in doing this, he could complete a task, but then he could get seen.
Sure.
So it's like different stuff like that, basically.
That sounds like so much fun.
And I've wanted to do one with friends for so long, but like my friend Lucas and I did it, just the two of us, and it's pretty difficult. But it's fun to watch. They're very engaging to watch, and they're just like, it's interesting and it's kind of mindless, and you can just kind of numb out. I'll send it to you because it's his name's Fail Race, and the Survive the Hunt videos. Nobody else is doing it, and it's so good. And I've just found
really
other
smart.
ones like that, or I found one where these guys, one car, they had like a station wagon, and then the other 5 dudes were in Batmobiles, because there's a car in there called the Vigilante, and it's like a jet car, and so you had to try and get from point A to point B without your car blowing up. And those are pretty funny. So I love GTA Let's Plays and just creative stuff like that. But this one especially, I think, is very fun to watch, because it's just like, starts out pretty slow, and then randomly it'll just pick up. And like one time, the last 25 minutes of the video, when it was just survive for 24 hours, was literally just him running from hunters. Yeah. And if he wanted to, he could kill the hunters. Like, he can get out and he has a full range of weapons. And the hunters, the other thing is, he can't shoot from his vehicle, and he can't just throw sticky bombs behind him and blow them up. If he wants to shoot them, he has to get out of his car, and same for them. But they only have pistols and shotguns. Okay. But they have the numbers game, and so it's it's interesting.
That sounds really fun and fun to watch. I used to watch a bunch of the Minecraft manhunts that Dream would do. If you haven't seen those and you enjoy Minecraft, you need to go check those out. They're really cool. They're long form. They're like 45 minutes to 60 minutes sometimes, but the whole point was it's him versus 3 or 4 of his friends, and his goal is to beat the game without dying, and their goal is to kill him.
Oh, and dang.
That's it. And it's hilarious watching them do it, because he's excellent at the game, and they're all pretty good too. But watching how just creative they get, traps
Yeah.
that he comes up with, ways he figures out how to escape, how quick he is with block placement. I'm like, dang, this guy. Sometimes I'm not this way anymore, but I used to be like, oh yeah, I had Minecraft when it was in dev, before it was even in alpha.
Yeah.
And so I considered myself like, what if
The old guy.
the old guy? I'm like, oh dude, I know Minecraft, but I haven't stuck with it for a long time, and definitely not through its second era of mega popularity. And now I'm not even connected to it anymore. So I watch these guys play, and I'm like, I am lame. If I tried to hop in a lobby with any of these people, I'd toast. But it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
really good stuff.
Minecraft. Kean loves Minecraft. He loves it. He'll randomly play it. He and I just beat the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge that came out, I think, this year. It's a little PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's a callback to arcade beat 'em ups, like
Yep.
side scrolling.
Yep.
We just beat that. We would play. I played as Raphael and Donatello a lot, and then he played as Michelangelo, and then wanted to play as Raphael. But we beat the game so we could unlock Casey Jones.
Casey
So he was pretty pumped about that. And so now he wants to be a Ninja Turtle for Halloween.
Sweet.
The downside is he now wants to be my favorite Ninja Turtle, so I have to be someone else.
Oh shoot. I mean, you could be
Turtle.
Casey Jones.
That's what he wants me to be. He wants me to be Casey Jones.
Great.
Because I was like, I want to be Shredder because I think that'd be cool. But the couple that we're doing this with, they're from Midtown, Dustin and Angie Wolf, and their son Wyatt. Dustin is way more imposing than I am, so it just makes sense for Dustin to be Shredder. Yeah, realistically.
Sure.
Casey Jones, I can get that costume pretty easy. It's like a wife beater, some jeans,
A hockey mask.
baseball bat, and hockey sticks.
Boom.
And
Piece of cake.
I've got all those things.
Yeah.
No, I have a tank top and jeans, and that's it. So I need the rest. But
Speaking of tank tops, the Lifegate store has a bunch of tank tops for sale for $1.99. You can check that out online. I don't know how you get to it. I don't know if we have a
sold
link.
all of our short sleeve hoodies.
Did we? Is that really I know it's a thing. I saw them, but like short sleeve hoodies? Really?
I guess. I've never liked them, but they're popular.
So you're not
sometimes.
upset that they're gone and you missed it. You're just baffled that they're gone. Is what you're saying.
No, I'm not, because we sold them for $1.99. I'm not surprised they're gone.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
$1.99.
Yeah.
I told Blake we should have been giving them away because they suck.
Yeah. No, I actually think it was a good move to charge a little because
No, it's genius because all of that was just sitting.
Yeah, it helped
And
us
we
get rid of
moved a
them.
lot of stuff.
Yes.
To be fair, like we moved
Yep.
a lot of stuff from that.
I think that was really, really smart. I'm glad we're doing that now because we always have had not anymore, but we used to always have tons of merch lying around and no good way to get rid of it. And just like, when can I?
This
Give
is genius.
these
They should do
away.
it again at Thirst.
I'm sure they will. Now we've gotten so much more refined about ordering limited numbers of things, being okay with running out of stuff.
Yep.
Like I love it so much.
Dude, I think we should make campus specific t-shirts.
I mean,
Like collegiate style, have it just say Midtown, the year it was established.
oh yeah,
Lifegate Gate. Papillion, year it was established, Lifegate Gate. At every campus.
I think that'd be cool.
Sell them for like $15.
We leaned into that with Connect Track.
Uh-huh.
But they were gifts for going through the Connect Track.
But those shirts are also not very comfortable.
They're
to wear
not super
because
great.
the graphic is awful.
It's a
I'm
big
saying make
stick
it
of plastic
make
on
it
your back.
collegiate tee, like just like envision any T-shirt,
Mhm.
Nebraska, the Nebraska Cornhuskers logo, and then
Sure.
like the establishing date. Have it be the campus, the Lifegate Gate right under it, like arched across,
Mm-hmm.
and then the year it was established.
You know what we should do? I don't know if this would be considered forward thinking and taking initiative or rebellious.
Should make our own.
We should just be like, it'd be a dope shirt. Let's make 2. One for you, one for me. And we just walk around Lifegate with it and see what people say.
One for Papillion, one for Midtown.
Sure, yeah. Let's do it. Why not?
It's not a bad
Well, I
idea.
mean, there might be reasons why.
yeah,
I'm not trying to be like,
You got. Hey, look.
forget the system.
In order to start a fire, you gotta get some kindling. And if I'm the kindling, okay. Stupid. I almost just pulled the mic into my mouth to cough.
Yikes.
Oh man.
We should do our recommendations.
All right. Well,
Our
Cole,
actual
recommendation number 1. I think you and I can both agree.
100%.
Recommendation number 1 is go
The
get the
CurderBurger.
CurderBurger. If not for anything, just to order a CurderBurger.
Yep.
It's just funny to say it. I didn't think it was real.
Yep.
I went to the window and I was like, they're gonna laugh at me.
The biggest question I'm going to be asking people that I recommend you ask people also is, have you had the curder?
Have you curd the gird word?
Have you curd the curd word? Ermagerd.
Classic meme. The Gershberm schmerm. So try the CurderBurger. That's a definite food recommendation. Oh, and also, if you haven't, try Starburst Unwrapped. Actually, no. Psych. Different one. It's a $5 chocolate bar. It's a big chocolate bar, but it's a $5 chocolate
Wow.
bar at Target.
Is it a
It's
Willy
from a
Wonka
brand.
bar?
No, it's a brand called Tony Chocolonely. I'm not joking. They have a bunch of different flavors, but their goal is to end slavery in chocolate
sounds
production,
good.
which is cool.
Yeah.
I guess that is a huge thing
Yes,
in chocolate production.
It is. Cocoa plants.
So you support this and you support that. And the chocolate is very good. My favorite is the chocolate caramel sea salt chocolate bar.
Ooh,
Very
dude.
good. They have them at
Chocolate
Target.
and
I don't know
sea
if they have
salt?
them anywhere else, but they have chocolate sea salt and then they have chocolate caramel sea salt.
Mhm.
I haven't had the just regular chocolate caramel. Or if you're in the vein of chocolate, go to Walmart. Mr. Beast chocolate bars are now sold at Walmart.
Are they actually good?
They're not bad. I've tried the regular. No, I haven't tried the regular. I tried the quinoa crunch, and that one's good.
Oh, cool.
But it's a healthier alternative to chocolate because there's like 5 ingredients,
yeah,
which is crazy.
yeah.
They're not bad. They're pretty good. I liked them. They're not as good as the Tony Chocolonely, but the Tony Chocolonely are also more expensive and unhealthy.
Yeah,
So
sure.
But one just broadens Mr. Beast's pockets. The other
Sure.
seeks to end slavery.
Yeah,
So yes. So the CurderBurger or chocolate
sure.
or Starburst Unwrapped. So that's a lot of recommendations. Movie, obviously, go watch the Batman. What are you doing? And then my next recommendation, music. I actually didn't give a real movie one there. Go watch the Survive the Hunt videos by Fail Race. They're long form
Survive the
content,
Hunt.
but it's on YouTube. Fail Race, Survive the Hunt, GTA. And then
Do it.
musical recommendation. Go listen to. Well, it comes out Friday. There's 2 really good albums. Well, one that I know I'll enjoy, and the other I'm on the fence about. But all the singles have been pretty good. One, listen to the new Bill Murray album that comes out on Friday. Bilmuri. And that album is called Goblin Hours. With singles The Void Approacheth and Corn Fed Yetis. So that, or the 1970, well, not or, and, listen to both. And the 1975's new album, Being Funny in a Foreign Language, comes out on Friday as well.
Ooh.
So listen to both of those this Friday, and I'm sure you will not be disappointed.
They're good. The 1975 is
They're
great.
so good.
I love them.
Except for their last album. Don't listen to their last album. Notes on a Conditional Form can kick rocks.
Kick rocks, kid. I literally kicked rocks the other day because I bought
More
30
sandbags
35 bags of River Rock.
for weights. Or
Yeah,
for
totally.
like actual garden stuff.
I'm building a French drain. So.
Okay, with you, I don't know if it's going to be
I know.
weight training or.
So did you buy those rocks to like lift them, or what are you doing?
Yeah, and I was throwing them in my garage, and I was like, "This is literally kicking rocks." Kick.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, kick rocks. What do I start with again? Food. We did food.
Yeah,
CurderBurger. Done.
Do you have any dessert recommendations?
Dessert recommendations?
Because Austin gave us the cookie dessert,
Holy
so I wanted to give some
smokes.
other options.
a dessert.
That doesn't have to be traditional dessert like cheesecake. Like my dessert kind, usually I'll get like candy. It's
Sure.
like my dessert.
If I were to get a dessert, dude, I love apple pie. Try an apple pie. It's fall. Or pumpkin pie if you like it, and if not, I understand.
Kick rocks.
Kick rock. Cheese shit though. Movie. I recommended Arcane already last week.
A goofy
And
movie.
yeah, a goofy movie. If you haven't seen Interstellar, Noah,
I think you recommended. I think that was your first recommendation.
go. You recommend the Batman every week, okay? I
Okay,
can
you're right,
recommend
you're right,
whatever
you're
the
right,
heck I
you're right,
want.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Or Interstellar, or Inception, or Dunkirk, or any of the Dark Knight trilogy, or
Not Dark Knight Rises.
The Prestige, or anything by Christopher Nolan.
Memento. Great movie.
Memento.
And
Or this is not Christopher Nolan, but it's got Hans Zimmer involved. Go watch The Prince of Egypt.
Ooh.
Legendary. I think I've talked about all these movies at some point. I'm sorry, I don't have a new movie
Food,
recommendation.
movie, the music.
Music. Go listen to John Mayer's cover of Crossroads. If you play guitar, go listen to that song and just melt with the guitar.
You know what?
What?
While we have him here,
Yes.
Trevor Larson.
Everybody give it up for Trevor Larson!
Trevor Larson, we're going to ask you for your recommendations this week. We've got food,
Pull up a chair.
we've got music, and we've got movies. So food, here we go. Trevor Larson, food.
On Noah's microphone.
You want me to hold it or?
No, just right there.
Okay, right there.
feel like I need to get
No,
closer
it's right
to
there,
it. Food. Well, I'm only gonna say this because Noah's in the room, but go to Broncos.
Okay. Their burgers aren't bad. Their fries are soggy.
If you like greasy fries, that's the place for you.
Yeah.
Ta-
Cheap burgers, pretty solid burgers though.
Taco Bell beefy melt burrito, $2.50 due to inflation.
Sponsor this man, Taco Bell.
A great burrito for the price. Things are getting more expensive. That's the way to go.
And movie or TV show or YouTube video.
Movie, TV show, or YouTube video.
Something worth watching.
Something. There's not a lot worth watching. I have, my fiance and I have been watching Ted Lasso, and that's it's a heartwarming, funny
Really?
story. It's not bad. It's kind of predictable, but it's a fun watch.
Ted Lasso. And finally, music.
You know what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna say I want to rock by Twisted Sister, but I could be wrong.
No, I was gonna say Switchfoot
Oh, yeah.
because I guarantee a lot of your listeners have only heard of like Dare You to Move or Meant to Live.
Yeah.
But you really need
Switch those feet.
to dig into Switchfoot.
It's true. It's true.
It's good. It's really good.
Trevor, if you could give one piece of advice to your past self, what would it be?
Don't be insecure.
That's good. And
Good.
on that note, Cole, are we still
Good.
friends?
Yeah, we're still friends.
Trevor, are we still friends?
Wow, I came at the end of this?
Yes,
yeah,
you
we're
did.
still friends.
Cole, are you and Trevor still friends?
Always and forever.
That is true.
Trevor, what do you got to say to the people as we exit?
Don't put Twinkies on your pizza.
Salami Sam.
Bye.